Game time! Welcome to Slag's Challenge. You know, Westerns hold a very dear place in my heart. I remember watching a lot of them whenever I was younger. Not too many spaghetti Westerns, you know, them old 50s and 60s Westerns that ran for a long time and stuff like that. But, you know, the more feeling Westerns, I'm talking about stuff like Young Guns, Tombstone, stuff like that. Stuff that really had depth and just really gave a new look on Westerns. Well, here we go. Call of Juarez Gunslinger. Published by Ubisoft, who needs no information whatsoever. Their developer was Techland. Techland, I haven't found much about them. I mean, I looked up a lot of their games, but the main games that come to mind that they have worked on in the past is, of course, the other Call of Juarez games, and they actually worked on the Dead Island. I wanted to call it Dead Tides. I know that's the new one coming out, or is out. But anyway, you know, those are about the only big ones I could really notice. Most of them seem more independent than anything. But we got this here, so let's get into it. Now, I do like the way that they did the story. This is kind of the setup here. As you play the game, it's actually you're the lead character telling the story. Silas Greaves, a bounty hunter back in the Old West. And it's basically, you know, as you play the game, it's actually you reliving his experiences from young to old. Alright, so we're going to skip past this. I don't want to ruin too much story. Not like there is much story, because this does focus more on gameplay. Now, another thing that I like about the game, that it focuses a lot on gameplay, it also has a very arcade feel to it, which I really, really like. You know, I'm just old school arcade gamer, and something about just points, just building up over and over and again, just really brings so much to the table.
This funny feeling. Funny,
here we go in the game. Now, as you notice with the game, it kind of has an almost cell shading feel to it. It's not, but it's pretty close. Now, my gun is a little more customized than it should be starting off. That's because I've unlocked a lot of the special weapons in the game. So, let's rock and roll, see what this game's all about. Now, I like most of the weapons in the game. They look really good. I've also unlocked a lot of the abilities, so yeah, I'm a little bit further ahead than what you normally should be starting off the game. So I have put time into it. I know a little bit more about it.
I had no choice.
Of course, tutorial level. Gotta love it.
Was it Pat Garrett's posse? Oh yeah. I heard the shot.
Now, as you hear the vocals in the background, you know, it's just like him telling the story. He's reliving it, and you're going through it. Now, I really like this. This is what they call concentration. Concentration is a lot like what am I looking for? It's a lot like Deadeye, the Deadeye meter from Red Dead Redemption. Just a little bit different. Well, it's actually a lot different, but it kind of has the same effect. I am using a controller, so my aiming's a little bit off. When playing this game, I do recommend mouse and keyboard. Mouse and keyboard feels really solid. Oh, wow. How in the world did I get a level up already? Well, this will show you what I'm talking about. You know, this is how far I am in my levels. And as you see, everything gives you a special perk and whatnot, which is definitely very cool. Yeah, I'll take Grenader. I'm not going to concentrate too much on the level up system. Now, as you can see, I just love the way that looks. You can see every bullet coming your way. Now, this is a kill dodge. I love this. Now, you see the skull that it's pointing up to. When that's full, if the kill shot's coming at you, you get a chance to dodge it. And this just looks so great. I just love the way they did that. And another thing is, if you get the dodge on the kill, you get full health back. Which is something that I do like, you know. It's kind of like your reward for actually pulling off that maneuver. I know it seems pretty easy, but sometimes it can be tricky because you don't know which angle the bullet is coming in on. Whoop. And of course, as you notice, point score is going up. You get all sorts of bonuses for moves you do, headshots, special shots, all sorts of things. It's just really great how they did this. I don't know why, I'm just really getting a kick out of this game. It's just so simple and arcadey, but I think that's why I love it so much. Now, another thing I like about the game is that you're going through, you know, old Wild West events, real ones that happened. This is like the shootout between the Regulators and Jed Murphy, I believe his name was. Whenever they got locked into the lawyer's house or something like that.
Billy looked at me and said, "About time, amigo. Grab a gun and get to the window."
Wait, so you were friends with Billy the Kid?
Yeah, sort of. Anyway, we were surrounded by dozens of deputized shooters who wanted to do us harm.
Now, this is one of the sections where it can get really fast-paced with a lot of enemies, which actually makes it a lot of fun and really gives that more of an arcade feel. I just love the way this rifle looks. See, that's the problem with using a controller. I can't finesse head aim or headshots. It takes me too long to get located on their head to actually get the full shot. Now, another thing the game doesn't do is it doesn't quick scope. You can't just aim down the sights and get that quick bead. And sometimes you do get a random miss like that as well. As you saw, I was aiming down the iron sights and actually had it pretty much in his gut. That's why you can't quick shoot there. As you notice, it just kind of did its own thing. What was that 5 points for? Oh, a shot of wood. Yeah, you get points for pretty much anything that's destructible. That includes wood, wooden barricades. Now that's really cool right there. That's a reaction shot. And some reaction shots can go as 5 to 6 combos, give you an early lead on your combo.
They got a Gatlin, Billy shouted. Get the horses and bring them round back. I'll draw their attention.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. Oh, wow. I never noticed that.
Why the hell do I have to do it? But I went.
How did I not notice that? That's actually really cool. The bullet holes and the lights coming through. I know that's not a hard trick, but that's something I didn't notice before. Nope, that's not the door. There's the door. Welcome to the Wild West. Oh God, shoulder. Totally forgot about him.
Yeah, he better be.
Mr. Graves, please continue.
Please, call me Silas now. Where was I? You were heading
This is that was an airborne kill.
my way past the Castle of
Now, in the game, there is a couple of those portions, but the thing is that most of them you gotta find. They're not gonna just do it for you like that. This is the first level, so it's kind of showing off pretty much everything for you.
Finally, I had the stables within my reach.
Get out of the way, chickens!
And that's when I met Sheriff Pat Garrett.
I read that you went toe-to-toe with him, sir. That backstabbing bastard with that tacked-on tin star.
Now here's another portion of the game, you know, just to add a little bit more to it, a little bit more gameplay. This is the quick draw section.
It said he showed no fear as he took your measure.
So, yeah, they do add a little bit more to the game. Nothing fantastic, nothing special. I mean, there's only so much you can do with an arcade-type shooter. Now, of course, you want to try and get your focus as high as possible, and, of course, your draw speed, which gives you the edge. Of course, your focus is going to be how accurate you are. Your speed is going to be how quick you are. Well, I'm pretty accurate right now. I'll definitely hit him on the draw. Now the question is, can I out-draw him? Now you hear the heartbeat there. Now that heartbeat means you can go ahead and draw. What I like about the game is that they got something like that. So if you draw too early, you get a dishonorable kill, which I think takes away from your points a little bit. But an honorable kill, of course, gives you full points for the kill. Alright, I'll be right back in just a sec. Well, the game only has 3 modes, as you notice. Story mode, which I was in earlier. Arcade, which is pretty much just downing as many enemies as you can. It's like the true arcade feel to it. And then duels, which is, of course, where you go through all the duels and challenges of the game. Difficulty level setting, you can't really change for this, which is fine. You know, gives you a real challenge, forces you to go up the challenge rankings. So, yeah, here we go again. Pat Garrett, 2,000 point bounty on him. Now, I don't know if you get anything special for this otherwise. I just think it's just something else into the game to give you something else to do if dueling is your favorite part of the game. Oh! Shoot first. Ah! Oh, there you go. There's your lives. Alright, let's try again. This time without the screw up. Might draw early on him this time. He pissed me off. Don't care if it is a dishonorable kill. See, yeah, that showed you the dishonorable part of it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no points whatsoever. Alright, be right back in just one more second. Now let's take a look at the arcade a little bit. Arcade's a little bit different than the normal game. You don't get to carry over your levels and the stuff you've unlocked, and you've also got sort of classes to choose from. And let's see, what class do I want? Everything's locked. Holy crap. Ranger and a shotgun. Let's do that. And of course, this is all about level, or all about points. Tons of enemies, just gathering up your points. Going as quick as you can, just stuff like that. Well, that's pretty much it for the coverage of the game. Otherwise, there are a couple of things I'd like to see different. One thing is it's very monotonous. It's the same thing over and over again. You know, even though I do like the game, it does get old. You know, I find myself very easily turning it off, going to something else, and then once I get a little bit bored, coming back to, you know, get some more levels or, you know, look for more stuff that I'm missing. Nuggets of Truth, little bonus items, actually tells the stories of what really happened in some of the things. One thing I would really like to see for this is actually I would love to see. I would actually love to see a multiplayer. I think multiplayer would be so good for this. But I could be wrong. There might be a reason why multiplayer is not in it. The look is really great. I do like it. It kind of has that cell shade feel to it. Of course it's not, but it's pretty close. I do like that art style in games. I think my favorite I think my favorite game for art probably is stuff like Borderlands and Borderlands 2. Very unique looking stuff because most cell shade has been very cartoony. This is it was one of the ones that was not cartoony at all and had that cell shade effect. Alright, so that's one thing I'd like to change. I love the way everything looks. Something that I would like to have seen different in the game is I would have liked to have seen probably, you know, more houses to enter. I mean, you can enter some houses, but I'd like to be able to enter pretty much all of them. You know, search for stuff, get away, get out of fire, stuff like that. I'll find just some places where you can actually get out of range of everybody. Yeah, that is one of your skills if you can pull it off. So, anyway, that's pretty much it for this one. I actually wholeheartedly recommend it. It's on Steam right now, I believe, for $14.99, which is not a bad price. I can't really recommend it at that unless you really are into shooters or into westerns. There's not a steep learning curve on the game. Again, that's where that arcade aspect comes into play. You know, just try for as many headshots. If you can't, just riddle them with holes. Probably the price I'd recommend it for is around probably $10. $10 seems pretty fair for the game. It's semi-short, but they did add stuff to kind of extend its life. It takes probably about 4.5 hours to do the campaign if you rush through it. If you look for stuff, I think 6, maybe 7 hours if you really stretch it hard. But, like I said, you enjoy westerns? Yeah, this one's right up your alley. It's not a bad game. It's a lot of fun. I am having fun with it myself. I am getting hours of enjoyment out of it, even though I really feel a lot of people wouldn't get as many hours as I do, but I'm a completionist. So, that's it. This is Slag Voss. I'm out.